Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts, Jack Nedley Thompson, and as always and as usual, I am joined by one Kristian Lasham.
Hello, I have clearly done something to the camera because that looks vivid as fuck.
Look at my jumper.
I know. I mean, it's quite pink in real life, to be fair.
It is quite pink in real life, too. Yeah. But yeah, look at poor Vin Diesel. Overexposed to all anything.
Bless him.
Bless him
being overexposed.
But how are you?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm alright. How are you?
A bit hoarse.
I've heard. I've heard that about you. I'm alright actually. It's not too bad. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day.
Our day is constituting of meeting up early,
mm-hmm.
watching a film,
mm-hmm.
eating some snacks,
mm-hmm.
shouting a lot.
Yeah.
Shouting a lot.
We've made a racket today.
Yeah.
It's been a good fun racket, though.
It has been, and we ate some pie.
We did eat pie.
So, good day all round. Good day
I
all
like
round.
pie.
So do I.
Pie's good. And it was a good pie. This is Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing and what you're doing is watching us, you can follow us on Twitter at rabbithole_UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media. And you can join the chaos and carnage that is a conversation over on the Discord.
Indeed.
And now, you can follow us on Instagram at rabbithole_media_UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits.
I was reading a message, sorry.
If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of merchandise that recently got wider. And finally, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your hearts to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love. Hannah says, whoa there, important info needed. What kind of pie?
It was a chicken and ham hock pie.
It was good pie. With chips.
With some chips.
And chips and gravy.
Yeah.
Chips and gravy.
It's good. Didn't have anything healthy with it. No peas or anything. But
Something was green in the pie.
I believe it was leek.
It had a leak.
Yeah. One of the pies did.
Yeah, it was leaking. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good pie. It was good. So, yeah, that counts. Green. That balances out the hobnobs and crisps we've been eating all day.
Well, we got any more hobnobs left, or have we gone through them all?
No, I dunked the final few into my 19th cup of tea.
That's depressing, but fair enough. Fair enough.
That's surprising. Not for dinner. It was for dinner.
Yeah.
We weren't going to have a sweet pie for dinner. Although, do you know how tempted I was?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Just while I was in co-op.
But you wanted us to have both pizza and pie. Which in some places in America are the same thing.
You mean idiotic places in America?
America.
Fair point. But were the hobnobs chocolate? They were. Even though I prefer normal ones, I know most people prefer the chocolate ones, so I got the chocolate ones.
I enjoyed them. They were good.
They were good. I do like chocolate hobnobs. I just prefer the normal ones.
Yeah.
It sounded like eating pie was just part of your day of eating and movie watching.
No. We did some shouting.
We did some shouting as well.
It's quite
intense.
Yeah.
It was very intense.
A major
I'm
part of
honestly
the day.
surprised people didn't assume there was some form of mugging. It was probably the dirty words we were shouting in between the proper shouting that people
I've
just
definitely upset some neighbours today. You know?
I've upset your neighbours today as well, so it's fine. It's fine. Did I get Ben and Jerry's ice cream? I didn't. They didn't really have anything worth getting. I looked for it. I looked for the Banoffee Ben and Jerry's, but they weren't there. What were you shouting at? Inanimate objects? Technically, yes.
Yeah.
We were shouting at this.
Yep.
Nanny? I don't understand. My grandmother is not here. Anyway, enough about pie. This isn't a pie podcast, although it could develop into that quite easily.
It's the sort of shit we'd do.
Yeah, we could talk about pie for a while.
Yeah.
Favourite pie?
I like chicken and ham hock.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's why I
Good
bought
choice.
that one.
I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense.
Closely followed by a...
It means what in Japanese? Funnily enough, I didn't know that.
Closely followed by a steak and ale.
I can take or leave steak pies. I do prefer the
specifically the one
chicken
at Goss Manor. They do a steak and tanglefoot pie. Tanglefoot ale. It's good.
Any form of with steak pies, I'm always scared when I cut into one that there's either blue cheese or kidney in it.
Okay, I mean I didn't have a steak and kidney pie.
No, I know they're different things, but you just never know. They look the same, and then you eat it.
No, I understand. I understand the concern.
Like,
I understand the concern. Upset Rich.
Fast, you're furious.
No pie for you, Rich.
We are here, of course, to talk about Furious 6. Funnily enough, the 6th movie in this franchise, but as I said last week, that doesn't mean shit. It's all over the place.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This franchise is ducking and weaving all about the place. What did you think of this movie?
Well, I did get confused by a bit of the ducking and the weaving, which you cleared that up for me. So it's just very confused at the way it said when this is set when and who's this here and how this get there. I'm so confused, but you made sense of it, and I mainly just wasn't really paying attention. I enjoyed this again. I think it was good. I don't know if it necessarily reached the heights of the last one in a lot of ways, just because it got, for me, a little bit too crazy.
Oh no.
Personally.
Oh no.
Does it get crazier by chance? Yeah, no, I'm sure it does. It's more... Again, a lot of real leaps in logic, real like jumping to conclusions. Like so many people, so many characters, again, just jumping straight from one extreme to the other. That seems to just be the nature of these films.
Yes.
They go from 0 to 500 very quick. Lots of just putting things at risk very quickly and everything. But it was still good, fun, enjoyable movie. I think The Rock was better in this one.
Yes.
Partly because of what his role in the film was better, but he just played it better. He didn't play it as hard a edge, which I think was a bit off for him in the last one. It still keeps all the good things that I liked about the 5th one in terms of the relationship between all the characters and their on-screen chemistry. All of them together is still very good. I don't have much bad to say about it at all, actually. It was good fun.
Yeah, I love this movie. It is ridiculous. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff where you're just like, okay, sure. Oh, you've landed on a car. You must be safe.
Yes.
That type of...
Not even just landing on a car, like being propelled, like flung from a car across a gap on a bridge at God knows what speed and going crash into a windscreen of a car. Dead.
No, but you didn't hit the ground.
Dead.
There's movie logic. Movie logic drives me insane when it comes to that. It's like, because as long as you don't hit the ground, you're fine. It's like in The Matrix Reloaded when he catches her by swiping her off the ground at 900 miles an hour. It's like, no, jam.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Jam. Not even just dead. More dead than if she had hit the ground. But yeah. That happens a lot. There is the world's longest runway in this movie.
It is a very long runway. As I said, there's a lot of dead. Like as I said, the fight scene in London, the chase scene in London, where a few of them just spin off and crash through buildings, and then the next scene they're completely unscathed.
Oh yes.
Not even like a little bit of dust on the jacket or anything. Just completely fine. So you've just head over tail flipped your car through the side of a building at a very high speed. Yeah. Nothing.
Superheroes, mate. It's the power of Roman. It was more ludicrous because with Roman's one, when he flipped through the building, he did kind of just crash, but was skidding along like that and then fell back down. And you're like, yeah, that you probably would be reasonably fine in that scenario.
Those particular two crashes, I don't deny you would survive them.
But the ludicrous one, he just went straight into traffic and actually rolled.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he would at least have a gaping head wound or something.
Exactly.
But Roman, I was more like, you probably could get out of that pretty much fine.
Yeah, you'd be scathed in one way or another. You wouldn't be completely... He looked like he had just put that jacket on.
He might have done.
Nah.
It's a different scene. Could have been a different jacket.
Nah.
Could have been a different jacket.
Nah, same jacket. You can tell.
All right, okay.
You can tell.
Fine.
These aren't the sort of movie makers that would think about something like that.
No, they absolutely are not. But they did think about making some posh boy give him their watch.
Yeah,
and his trousers.
I enjoyed that. Well, I'm glad you like this one. I don't. To be fair, I did not like it. It's just...
I do like this one, which means we could be asking for a vote later this evening.
We'll be asking for a vote later this evening, yeah.
But anyway, I guess we're already in spoilers. So we've talked about
I'll write a time code down 10.
10 indeed. Did you write pi?
No, I haven't written time code for pi.
We've got a time code for pi.
I've not done that. Sorry.
We definitely had more on pi than we did on general thoughts.
That's because most of my general thoughts are just pi.
Yeah.
Thank God that had a lid on it.
It's been a day, people. It's been long. It's been long.
Indeed. So lots happens in this.
Lots does happen. There's a Welshman.
There is. So obviously this picks up. This is now what we've been saying, or what you said it was going to do. That from here, like they kind of know what they're going for, and you can tell what they're going for in terms of like this is the universe, this is the way these characters are going to work, this is how this story of these films are going to sort of somewhat overarch, while still having kind of like an individual plot. So it sort of picks up from a little while after 5 ended. Pretty much all the characters are back in one form or another. It's picking up other previous open-ended things from other films. I think it does a good job with all of that, to be fair, and giving everyone still fair motivations to be going as far as they're doing. I do think Hobbs is not motivations, but like Hobbs is still just like real from one extreme to I'm a big straight cop, but I'm not at all.
No, he's mad. Yeah, he recruited one of the most wanted teams of people on the planet to help him sort this job. But the idea of him stealing cars from a presumably racist dickhead was like, you can't steal these cars.
Didn't mind taking all his clothes from him.
No. Didn't mind completely humiliating and stealing his suit. It'll fit. And all that stuff. Yeah, he ebbs and flows all the time. It's chaotic.
Yeah, he is just chaotic. And I like, obviously...
Shoots a vending machine, points a gun at a military commander.
Yeah, I mean, I like that he is a little bit of a bent cop. I like that kind of, the thing of him just beating the shit out of the guy in the interrogation room. Not bearing in mind he destroyed that room, so he's not being subtle about it.
No.
It's not like anyone's going, oh, what happened to you in here? Oh, nothing.
It was windy.
Yeah. I think
there was a breeze.
I think something's afoot. Would be fair. Yes, that is what I'm. But even like his turn at the end, like the big twist at the end that they've got Mia. I don't really get why he would be like, this changes everything.
No.
Does it? Does it change anything for you? Really? I don't know if it does. The whole point was that you were, and I know he's like, if we let him go, you're not getting any pardons.
Even though they do.
But that's because they catch him.
Well, yes.
Because they get him in the end. But I just, does it change anything for him, for The Rock? Does it? I think it does. I feel like for him, realistically, that character would have been, yep. I mean, this wasn't part of the deal, guys, so I don't care. I'm still taking him in. If you interfere with this shit. It just felt a bit odd.
He's become part of the family.
Yes, he's become part of the family, and the impression I get is going forward, he becomes more of the family, for lack of a better term. That's my guess. He becomes even more integrated.
Yes and no, weirdly enough.
We'll see. I'll see you next week.
But it's largely because Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson hate each other.
Yes, I know they do. Yeah, they don't get on.
So
Because Dwayne Johnson's openly said he's not doing it again. He's not doing it anymore because he doesn't get on with Vin Diesel. So.
Pretty much. Yeah. I feel he should get over himself.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need the money.
No, not for money, but obviously people want him to come back. People have actually been like begging him to come back. Even Vin Diesel did a bit of a beg to come back.
I remember seeing something about that. Yeah.
So it was kind of just like, yeah, people work with people that they don't like. Get over it. Mm-hmm. Get over it. He's not your director.
I do feel like, though, like to a degree, one of the perks of being like that level of superstar is you kind of get to pick who you work with.
No, 100%. But at the same time, he puts himself forward as this, everything's for the fans. Yeah, that's true. And yet his biggest fan base, which is the biggest films he's ever done, probably...
I wouldn't say this is his biggest fan base. Like, I guarantee you, the WWE fans that know.
Oh
him
yes,
as
I know,
The
but they're all
Rock are-
50-year-old men.
No, I appreciate that. Or
So-
14-year-olds.
Wait,
Yeah.
Well, no, because they were 2 when he
No,
left.
he's still present. He comes back every once in a while. He's not inactive.
Well, yeah, no, but it's every once in a while, isn't it? Whereas his fan base would have
Cold
grew
as fuck,
from.
though. Have you seen the things where he just turns up? It's cool as fuck.
No, I don't watch ballet.
Oh, it's cool as fuck. It is cool.
No, I
The last
have
time I saw him-
zero.
Last time I saw him turn up in the... I'm just ignoring him because it's weird that he would talk about himself so openly.
I was going to make a joke about someone else at work, but not by name on air, obviously.
I knew who. But yeah, I was saying, it's
Socks.
cool. When out of nowhere, like people, you're watching this video, these WWE fans just watch people WWE, and then suddenly, hit the smell, and people like lose their shit. It's cool.
I'm sure it is if you're a wrestling fan. I just can't think of literally anything that would make me interested in.
So you're telling me if you had got yourself in a situation where you had been dragged to a WWE thing against your will, right? Like, but you were there, and you were there nonetheless. Like, it doesn't matter why you're there. Point is, you were there, and you're not enjoying it, obviously, because you don't like WWE. You're telling me that if you then heard "If You Smell" and Dwayne the Rock Johnson comes out, you're not going to be like, okay, yeah, this is cool. You're not going to get that a little bit like you're now in the presence of the Rock.
Well, that's a different thing, isn't it? It would have nothing to do with the wrestling. It would just be like, cool, the Rock's here.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. It's cool.
Yeah,
The
but then
Rock's
I'm just like, oh, he's in Y-fronts, pretending to punch people. Okay.
I mean, he's
doing this-
pretending to punch people in this. It's not in Y-fronts.
Exactly. It's the Y-fronts. No. Yeah, I know, but it's
Y-fronts,
less.
I'm on board.
You don't punch people with your feet in, and then hit your chest. I know it's meant to be obviously fake. I'm not saying they're trying to pretend it's real anymore. They
No,
obviously
they
used
did
to.
for a while, yeah.
Obviously used to, but bro, please do that. Please do what?
I don't know. There's 2 of us.
I also haven't done much for a while, so
If you smell it, I guess is what he was going for.
I see. That makes sense. But yeah, I don't really care for
No, that's
WWE.
fair.
And
But I do care for this, and I get that obviously, yeah, he's a big fan base, so yeah, he's probably good.
In terms of his movie career, this will be his biggest fan
Yeah.
base. There is not a big fan base for Skyscraper.
Well, yeah, because everything else he's done has been
like shit one-off movies. Like he's famous because he's likable and does everything for the fans, and so it's kind of like do something for the fans then. Don't just put an Instagram post about your fucking toast. Like that's pretty much all he does these days, and then makes one shitty blockbuster that's awful, and then moves on. And everyone's like, "Oh, he's going to be Black Adam." So someone who's made notoriously terrible films is going to be working for a company that makes notoriously terrible films, and everyone's excited all of a sudden. This is The Rock. I'm talking about DC, by the way.
I know. They're talking about WWE there. They know Hannah's saying, I know it's made up, but they decide who's going to win before the match.
Yes.
Rich said, generally, yes, Hannah, it's the storyline as far as I'm aware. Too much border says, no idea, but I think yes. I can answer the question that it does actually depend. Typically, yes, but there are scenarios in which it's done as kind of a little bit of a, because they're not, the matches aren't choreographed. That's not a thing. It's just the moves are choreographed. So they're talking to each other and they know like what different setup things are, because they do a show a week. They couldn't choreograph a fight sequence within a week and stuff like that. Sometimes 2 or 3 shows a week. So it's like
You absolutely could do that when it's all you do, but okay.
it's not choreographed though. It is a like they know the move. I say the move sets are choreographed. So they know how to work with each other and they're rehearsed to a degree, but things go wrong. So there have been many scenarios where it's like that person wasn't actually supposed to win, but it's the way it ended up going. They went with it they improvise and then they just changed the storyline accordingly. But typically, yes. And I heard that from the words of a man.
And people still place bets on these things.
I know. And I heard that from the words of a man who works at the WWE whilst I was working on the WWE. So, look at me. If you smell... Anyway, Fast and Furious. There's some cars in it.
Those are some really nice cars.
So, I'll tell you what. So, let's talk about these 2 again.
Indeed.
Brian kind of isn't as prominent in this plot line.
Not so much, no.
Used well, I think. Again, does some good driving. some great driving stuff with him. And I like they keep putting this focus on him as being a particularly skilled driver, and they don't forget that. Simple things like him just thinking of the way he does like that swish turn and like knocking that thing off, that magnet thing off his car. I don't know what that thing was, but whatever it was.
Deactivated the computer chips in the car, which is why the finale of this movie was done in old cars.
So that it couldn't be fucked with. Makes sense.
They do specifically say that's what they're doing in the film.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. I'm not. It seems like you're just asking Jack if he smells. No, I've
been wearing this hoodie all day and it's very warm, so I probably do, to be perfectly honest with you.
And to answer Richard's question, the theme tune says "if you smell," but The Rock often says "can you smell?" But the theme song says "if you smell." Oh, Lord. Lord.
We are inadvertently easing our way into Brian doing that. Oh, I see.
But anyway, I liked him being in there. Everyone was good again. Roman was good again in this film. Again, they all play their parts well. I think they're just continuing to play on that this is a good team of people and they're good to watch. It's kind of like the Avengers thing. You like watching the team and the chemistry between them and a little bit of dysfunction between them. It's good.
No, absolutely. There were some good jokes in this one as well. Vouchers for the buffet. I enjoyed that
Roman
one.
in general just makes me laugh quite a lot, actually. Like when he's playing with that fucking big spear gun thing, and then obviously accidentally shoots it, and he's just like giving the gun to the other guy. I enjoyed it.
A little tidbit of information at the very end of the movie. Then he says, "Hey, Mia, better hide your baby oil." And The Rock says, "Better hide your big ass forehead." That was made up.
Nice.
Like, The Rock just said that, so Ludacris's laugh and spit was actually just him laughing. So I enjoyed that.
It's good.
Roman is super annoying. Han and I do love Han. He's dead now. Spoilers. We finally caught up to Tokyo Drift, though.
Yeah, but I was very confused by it, but it does kind of make sense. Gal Gadot's coming back.
Not in this run.
I know she hasn't yet, but she's coming back. By your logic.
By what logic?
She didn't hit the ground. You don't see her hit the ground.
Oh, I see what you mean. You don't really see anyone hit the ground. It was very dark, though.
It was very dark.
You don't see her hit the ground, but where else would she's not actually Wonder Woman.
But we also watched Shaw be thrown out the back of a plane at a bazillion miles per hour, and you said he's back in some form.
That's true.
Future spoilers.
That's true.
So people seem to just come back from the dead in this film. Letty came back. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know they.
As far as viewers, no one ever really dies. So far, the only person to really die is Giselle. So far, and Han.
And I presume. Oh, okay. Up to where we are in the plot, you mean from number 6? Because I'm sure. Do they not kill Brian in the next one?
No.
Oh. I see. I'll find out.
Yeah. It's more of a out of respect thing.
That's fair. No, that's fair.
So no, they don't do that. But yeah, there's lots of things. Yeah, fucking cars. I loved the cars. This was let Jack pick the cars. This finale was. It's got fucking Plymouth for one. Fucking Escort. Mm-hmm. And there was also a fucking Mustang.
Yep.
I fucking love a Mustang. Ironically, Brian is one of the few characters who doesn't die. Yeah, that's absolutely true. Absolutely. Yep, I love a Mustang, though. I do like a good Mustang. The flip cars were fucking cool as well, as Rich brought up earlier.
Yeah, they were cool, but kind of weird. Like this weird kind of Batmobile cross Robot Wars type cars.
Yeah, just kit cars.
And it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. It was just like caught me off guard. I wasn't quite expecting it at first. Like, these are weird. But yeah, it worked.
I would have been like driving that speed, even if your car did have the ability to just rotate the wheels.
Yeah.
Doing it at that speed, dead.
Yeah, you get many things in this film. Dead.
Just whiplash. Just, oh, fuck. Corpse. Driving these cars. But they were cool. The ones with the just ramps on the front. Very helpful. And then the end, they use that to their advantage. Just brake, go over, crash.
I do think one area where I think this film has excelled so far over the others, I generally think that Shaw is the most interesting villain we've had so far.
Yes.
We don't learn loads about him or see loads of him, but what we do see is he's confident and has a swagger about him and a sense of control. You know, he's clearly very powerful, and they're clearly writing in that he's kind of been interweaved in the previous films anyway, just not so directly that we've actually come up against him or heard of him yet, but seems to have been involved in things. And the kind of like, just the simple things of like, oh, this street, these common criminals almost took us down tonight, so let's treat them with the respect that they deserve and whatnot and things like that. And I just really liked all that about him. I liked that every time he was on scene as well, there was kind of like a certain amount of them both him kind of meeting a center of a match with Dom and his team. There was sort of an element of, okay, like, you've got me here as well, and I'm going to have to change the way I'm doing things to work with you. And them also having to, because they even say that we're not dealing with drug dealers and anymore. Like, this is a different deal now. This is
absolutely.
And that, it comes across. I think it kind of becomes a bit of a serious threat, but also very confident and very interesting.
Why is Shaw Welsh?
Because
that's where he was born. I don't really understand the question. It's because Luke Evans is Welsh.
Yeah,
if you're referring to why I said there was a Welshman.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's meant to be a Londoner in the film, but Luke Evans is Welsh.
And a very pretty man.
He's not awful to look at all.
I like him.
And as you said earlier, is one of those people who's not bad to look at and also just really fucking good at everything. Bastard.
Yep.
He's a good actor. He's a good singer. He looks like that.
What more do you
He
want?
probably has a 9-foot penis.
I already thought of the same thing. I just chose not to say it.
I disagreed with that, so I decided to say it. Just thought I'd share it with the world.
That's fair.
You know. But we also get another Shaw next week. We get a different Shaw.
I'd be honest, I had forgotten that Jason Statham was in this franchise.
Yes.
Because obviously we're not doing Hobbs and Shaw as part of this.
No.
I'm not sure why.
It's got nothing to do with anything. I also feel, please hold your thoughts when I say this statement. It's too ridiculous. It goes off on a complete tangent and introduces like weird elements that are just not Fast and Furious. So I like to pretend it doesn't exist.
That's fair.
Like it has literal nanobot enhanced super soldiers.
Oh, okay, all right.
And I hate it.
I had forgotten that Hobbs and Shaw is, because that's The Rock and Jason Statham, isn't it? Mm-hmm. But I had forgotten that, and in the back of my head, it was The Rock and Vin Diesel. In the back of my head.
Yeah.
So basically, for the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to work out how that comes about, and it's like, so why does Vin Diesel change his name to Shaw in the Hobbs and Shaw? I'm confused. I was like, oh, there must be more to it. And then at the beginning of this film, when they introduced Shaw, I was like, I see. So Hobbs and Shaw is about Hobbs and Shaw. So he's trying to get Shaw still, and he's with Vin Diesel. I was very confused. And then obviously he gets thrown out the back of the plane. Like, well, he's dead. Well, he's not dead because he's in Hobbs and Shaw. And then the thing at the end, I was just very confused at the end when Jason Statham turned. I was like, oh yeah, he's in it. Oh, okay. This makes more sense. Like, I just wasn't following. I wasn't following at all.
Yeah. The second Fast and Furious movie to have a post-credit scene, we forgot to mention it last week, and I forgot to tell you.
I didn't know there was one. Yeah, so
I forgot to tell you there was one, so it doesn't really matter. We've seen the film; it sets up now, so
yeah,
it doesn't really matter. It was just Eva Green. Eva Green?
Eva Longoria. Eva Green is someone else.
Is it?
Yes.
It is Eva Green. Eva Longoria. Eva Green is someone else. She was in 300, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sin City.
Yes, those types of movies. Shows up with a picture of Letty, just showing that she's alive, and that's how Hobbs knows and Lyda, and everyone's like, "Oh, she's coming back." No.
See, so there's a lot of this stuff. A lot of
Mendes, Eva Mendes. Thank you. I knew it wasn't
Mendes, isn't it?
Longoria.
You're right. It's Eva Mendes. Apologies. So Letty ain't dead.
Correct.
So Hobbs goes to to Dom and he's like, your girlfriend isn't dead. Mm-hmm. And I get it. I get his motivation of like, well, I need to find out. No matter what, I need to know for sure. And if she's not dead, I need to make sure she's safe. And, ideally bring her home, whatever. I get that. What I don't get is just that then just like completely throwing away this relationship he has with this other girl. Like just getting up and leaving her. You don't even see them having a conversation.
You do. They do have a conversation because she tells him to go and says, if this was my husband, I would go. So there is that conversation. We were probably talking about some shit. But it does happen. So she tells him to go.
Like, I get why he would go. Like, I don't deny that at all. Like, I get that 100%. But it's just like then he gets there and it's like she doesn't know who he is. Like, she has no memory of him. She has no memory of their past, and that's still his focus. Is like her sort of thing, and just throws it all away. And then she is real quick, just being like, "Yeah, all right, I'll have a go on this guy." Like, she's quick to it, really, considering she shot him earlier and, like, doesn't know anything about him. Is probably very confused and intimidated and scared by the fact that there's this guy that seems to know effing about her. And then she's seen a photo of her supposedly, like, with this guy. And that must be confusing as fuck. I feel like he wouldn't as quickly and openly be like, yeah, all right. There'd be a lot of internal questioning there.
Probably. But maybe there's, like, looking at him going, this deep feeling. I don't know where it's coming from, but I love this potato man.
Perhaps.
The man that looks like a potato.
Perhaps. To be fair, if... No, I'm not going there.
Out of all the people in this, Vin Diesel is not the one you'd be like, oh, I'm going to go for that.
Oh, no, I know. Yeah, absolutely.
It's Han. Clearly. Pre-dead, obviously. Pre-car explosion. Pre-Statham interaction. But yeah, he shows up out of nowhere. Yeah, that's the other post-credit scene. Obviously, we get that scene from Tokyo Drift, where when we initially thought, and so did everyone else in the world who made even the people who made this franchise, initially thought it was just a random car ploughing into the side of Han. It was actually Statham, and it was all planned. How you would plan that, I have no idea. He's going to be chased at this specific moment. And I'm going to lie here and wait because I know for a fact this is the route they'll take. That was clearly navigated by where traffic and people
there's a lot
were.
of jumping to conclusions in this franchise.
Oh, there absolutely is, yes. There absolutely is.
Too much pause says, to be honest, I haven't seen any Fast and Furious except for the first one in Tokyo Drift, so I'm confused as fuck.
I would be as well.
Yep.
You'd be like, who's this dude? No, that way.
You're not pointing at anyone.
Can you smell? If you smell something.
Hannah was mentioning about the whole stuff of Elena's a bit weird, and can't see the whole message, but she's going on saying suddenly The Rock employs her again, even though she left to live with a criminal on the run.
Oh yeah, that would never happen.
But he also has a particularly bad taste in sidekicks because...
Oh yeah, Gina Carano.
Problem woman anyway. But she... So here's a potential plot hole, but knowing my ability to pay attention, as nearly every plot hole I've had so far, someone's had an answer for. I'm expecting an answer. Why does she go so hard on fighting Letty? Because they're having a proper fight. But surely, if she's already in with Shaw, then she knows who Letty is.
You would assume so.
And Letty must know who she is.
Not necessarily.
I feel like it seems weird for her not to.
My assumption in that was Letty didn't know who she was. So obviously Letty was going hard. There is no actual answer because they never say, but Letty going hard at her, which means she has to go hard back.
Maybe.
I don't know why.
I mean,
because obviously there was no one else around other than the audience,
Yes.
so you could have just explained the scenario to that person, to Letty.
I mean, I would have...
Although at that point she's already shown kind of wavering.
For me, it would be if I was whatever her name is, what's it? Problem woman.
Eva Mendes isn't in Sin City. We said Eva Green.
Yeah, Eva Green's in Sin City. Stomach made a rumbly. Yeah, if I was Problem Woman, at that point, by the time that I'm on my own, I'd be like, I don't really need to go. There's a lot of effort to go and get her, and she doesn't know who I am, so she's going to try and fuck me up.
Get away. No, I agree.
seems
I agree.
unnecessary.
It's for the audience. That's all it is. There's no actual reason for it.
I did enjoy the fight with Han, Roman, and that other dude just in the station, wherever they were. Because obviously they're not... I quite like this. Obviously, they're not fighters.
No.
And really, the only ones on screen that are good at fighting is Vin Diesel, just because he's a brute.
He's a brawler, yeah.
The Rock, because of... He is the Rock.
He is. But he's trained and a brawler.
And Brian, because again, he's trained. He's an FBI agent. He's trained. So I like that consistently they've only really been the characters that can fight. Because the scene with Brian and what's his face, Braga. I'm terrible with this. Sorry, Hannah just said, "Oh, you mean Eva Green? To be fair, she's only in Sin City 2. Oh, I see. I mean, I'm confused.
Just leave it. We've had enough Eva confusion for the evening. Mitsubishi Eva.
The fight with the Shivs and Braga was really cool.
Yep.
And I like the Braga just is like gives up. Yeah. He's like, no, don't hurt me. He's like, here's what you need to know. Talks the big game, and then
he talks the big game. He was like, "You're not going to do it," and then immediately stabs him. And he was like, "I've rethought, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you everything."
But I like that, and yeah. But then that fight scene with Roman and Han, obviously they're not fighters, so it's scrappy, and they're struggling, and they're kind of somewhat trying to help each other and have each other's back. But there's a point where it's like, you go.
Yeah, they get fucked over. Yeah. They get absolutely destroyed. Absolutely.
But I like that. It's where I think certain parts. I think that's the most believable bits of these films. Actually,
it's certainly not the 26-mile runway.
No, it's not the 26-mile runway. Because fucking hell.
There was a scene though where Vin Diesel drives out the front of that plane towards the end when the runway is finally ending. Very convenient that it ended at the end of this world's longest runway. Does a million rolls, but at least he gets a dirty t-shirt. I brought that up at the time as well. You'll be thrilled. His shirt's dirty. But no one bleeds in these movies.
Yeah.
They do a little bit, but yeah, it's cray. That. The one bit I've always... It's movies like this, I'm always just like, would they? Like, yeah, these guys are criminals, like the main villains and everything are criminals, they're the villains and everything, but they hadn't really shown the fact that they were just straight up murderers before. They hadn't really mentioned that before. They were more thieves looking for jobs and scores, and if law enforcement happened to perish, then sure. But then they just have a tank and are just running people over for no good reason.
I said this last film that they're suddenly very casual about murder. Because they're all like murder. Like Gal Gadot's just shooting people. Like,
yeah, but they're the bad guys.
Still murder.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of just like jumping to murder in this.
That's fine.
And the last one did as well. Just lots of people being murdered along the way. And I should say the amount of civilians that got fucking killed.
By a tank!
Early on, like in the police, like the chase with the police early on.
Many police died.
Many police people died. There was the random police officer with an SMG.
Oh, yeah! Oh, I forgot about that. The police officer in London, we want to point out, who just leant out of his car window and just started firing off an SMG. No, you had white sleeves. Yeah. All you have is a stick and maybe some pepper spray. You're going to go out the car like... But yeah, it was just like you were just in a Vauxhall Astra. You weren't the specific unit, the only fucking unit that has guns in this country other than the ones guarding the fucking Queen. Like it's them and highly trained SWAT that only come out mid-terrorist
and all the SWAT were at the base being attacked by the Batmobile.
Yeah. Like them, we didn't question. They were outfitted as SWAT.
Yeah,
but it's not only like this policeman had a handgun or something crazy. He had a fucking SMG and MP5. Like let out the window with like one of the best guns in Call of Duty. Like that doesn't happen. Next thing you know, the next cop's gonna have a scar. Just like LMGs in the next movie. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. That was the one thing I was like, this movie was made by Americans. They just assume that everyone has more than a stick. But no. I have Nerf guns at home, and I'm better armed than the entire British police force. because at least I have some range.
Yeah.
It's not going to do much damage, but it'd be really annoying if you got it in the eye, wouldn't it?
Anyway, Nerf guns are irritating to be shot with.
Yeah, like if you get hit with the Nerf, if you're on the run and you get twatted with a Nerf bullet, especially if you get one of those big ones where the bullets are like this big,
Yeah.
and it's like one of those bow and arrow ones. If you get that in the eye, done. You're stalled at the very least. You're stunned in amazement that the police force has arrived armed with Nerf. That's enough of a stun move as it is before they've even fired a shot. Just pulls out a Nerf gun. Like, what the fuck? Done. Prison for life. There you go. Sorted. I've solved crime. But yeah, there's a lot of carnage in this movie. But so yeah, the highway scene I find a bit much. Especially when they're just like, we'll use this car as an anchor now.
What? It's a tank.
I mean, I understand why it works. It's not just the weight of the car underneath.
Yeah,
it gets dragged along. It's caught under the... Yeah. But it's just like... Thank you, Richard. They were nowhere near the bridge bit when they said we'll use it as an anchor. So like, what were they planning? Like, had they checked Google Maps to see that there was a bridge? Speaking of bridges, he shot down another bridge just for fucking willy-nilly, and all the rubble landed in a perfect ramp.
A bridge, and yes, it was a perfect ramp.
Yeah, for a Ford Escort. Nearly fucking lost it though, didn't he? He landed on the front, essentially. Very convenient that the Mustang was the only car that didn't go immediately under and get crushed. R.I.P. Roman. And all that. No, he had time. He had time to just be like, ah! And then do the thing with the thing. They hadn't even come up with the anchor idea at that point, so fuck knows what he was doing.
Yeah, I don't know why he was doing that.
Why was he doing that?
I thought strange.
Very strange.
He started doing so. I thought he was going to use the cable as like a way of him getting out or something, and then I couldn't work out what he was doing.
Yeah, he just tied it around the thing, and then obviously the car went under. Perfect timing. God was gracious enough to wait for Paul Walker to arrive. So
I did like though. Then the two of them had a moment of that was fucking cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. They have that quite a lot in these movies where they do something absolutely insane and they're clearly enjoying themselves. It's good fun. Yeah. It's good fun.
Because we would if we did some shit, we'd be like, that was fucking cool.
I mean, I'd shit myself.
I didn't say that.
Like we would be very excited, but the aura in the room would be very smelly. Let's say that. If I had to jump off a car that was about to go under a tank onto the roof of another speeding car and then try and climb in the window.
Because I know you well enough. In that scenario, I'd be like, jump, Jack, jump. And you'd be like, no. I'll stay here.
Not if I'm about to be killed by a tank.
Yeah, I don't believe you. I think you'd take the death any day. Because realistically, let's think about the way this shit would go. You would do that. You would do the jump off. You'd land on the thing. You'd still have to go to work the next day.
That's a good point. Give me the tank. That's a good point. That's a good point. Although, if we were in that scenario, I don't think I'd be in work. That would be my job. Saving the world by being absolutely insane.
Saving the world is strong.
Well, yeah, for what they were trying to stop them doing. It was a world save thing.
I suppose.
I forgot what the chip even was. To be fair.
There was a chip.
It was a chip to... it was a big old EMP thing, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the end of this film, and I think I'm getting it muddled with the plane bit of Uncharted.
But there is a cargo plane in both. I've not seen Uncharted yet. Going tomorrow.
I mean, you know what that bit is, though.
Yes,
it's in Uncharted 3, yes. No more work together. Well, that's because I'd be dead under a tank.
He's more sad that you're not going to be at work than he is that you'd be dead.
Yeah. Well, this is mean, really, isn't it?
What this country's coming to.
Yeah. Country.
Yeah.
Wampa show. You're welcome.
It's because you're replaceable, Jack. Expendable.
Very. Yeah. Especially if run over by a tank. At that point, I wouldn't be particularly useful. I'd understand the P60 in the mail at that point.
I reckon I reckon there'd be a use for you. Make a nice
jam.
I was thinking like a nice rug in the living room. You know, like those bears.
I'd be a bit mushed.
Yeah. Yeah, bear rugs you get. You know ones
I don't think there'll be much left to salvage to turn into a rug. There won't be much left to skin. It will just be blended up with gut and bone and whatever I had for lunch.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh no! Don't say a jack skin rug. That's something else completely. I think.
Only for Valentine's Day.
Oh dear! Oh dear!
Which was yesterday. But we haven't talked about really the runway scene very much. We've just talked about the fact that it was a very long runway. There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on in that scene. Obviously, many a car, funnily enough. People in different cars. My main question, where did they get all the other grapple guns from? Because there were at least 4.
I presumed What's-His-Face was just making them.
Yes and no, but they hadn't shown up at all. Like, it probably would have been quite useful during the highway sequence.
This is true.
And he hadn't been anywhere where he can make it between then. So they obviously had them. But they just all appeared. And they were all changing cars and they all just had them at all times. They even had them in the Alpha. Mm-hmm. Like, in the Alfa Romeo that Brian and Mia went into, that came from the plane. It was always on the plane. They definitely weren't holding it when they got one. And they just had it. But anyway, continuity errors aside, they want to shoot the flaps. You made that dirty. That's exactly what they say in the movie. They want to shoot the flaps. I did enjoy the bit where Roman missed.
Yep.
And just like, what happened? Did you hit it? Put your seatbelt on right now. Like, oh shit, we're gonna go. There's much of that. Much of missing flaps. Paul Walker hits the flap. Stop making it filthy.
I'm not.
I tuned in the best time. Apparently, one Alfa Romeo is enough to stop that fucking plane from taking off.
Well, of course.
It's not a plane, it's a planet, is a line I enjoyed.
I enjoyed that, yeah. Mainly because it just doesn't make any sense.
No. But it was a big-ass plane.
Yeah.
It was a big-ass plane. Many a fight in there. The Rock learned how to fly. Good for him.
The Rock does this flying jump. It's cool, but it's like, he flies now.
Yeah, but you didn't even really see him jump. He kind of just took off. It's like, he just...
They can fly now. They fly now.
Yeah.
Star Wars reference for you.
Indeed. And then just took out White Rock. Just a Russian Rock. Mm-hmm. I appreciated that in Ludacris's phone, he was called Samoan Thor. That was...
Yes.
I like that. One question I had was, at the very end, they've done this. They've got the chip. Many people have fallen onto tarmac. They've done nothing about that. Mm-hmm. They just leave this big-ass fucking plane and corpses everywhere. Just go, the staff can deal with that.
Here's what cleanup crews are for.
I'm not sure they're there for planes and bodies.
There is a particular cleanup crew for planes and bodies, I'd imagine.
Usually CSI.
Yeah.
He's like, name your price. He's like, I would love this really shit house in a really shit part of LA. Just get a better house.
I thought he'd already named his price. Getting Letty back, the pardons. Yeah.
But now there's a new price in a house. So you're millionaires. Although I don't understand how. Like, yeah, sure. They were just like, they got like, 10, 11 million each or whatever at the end of these movies. Well, the way Ludacris was fucking going around, I'm surprised he had it. Like, at the end of Fast 5, he bought a car, that was at least 1.5, 2 mil. Beginning of this one, he had the Ferrari, probably eking towards a mil on that one, half a mil. Bought all of these from one of those auctions where these were $500,000 a piece. Shooting ATMs everywhere. Roman's got a private jet. I don't know if the world knows how much they are, but that's probably more than 11 million, I would imagine.
Let's Google it.
Well, it's obviously going to depend on the plane, but
But
he also had that car that was worth like 1 to 2 million. They were fucking... So I don't know how they're still supposedly millionaires. But anyway, yeah, just buy a new house. They had nicer houses everywhere else.
I did. But yeah, family.
And they got that house between what? There's 8 of them. And their price for that entire job was Dom's house. Bullshit. If I was anyone else in that scenario, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Well, they still got their pardons and shit like that.
Well, yes, I know, but I mean, why is he the only one getting a house? I want my house.
See.
Are you looking up how much a private jet is?
They're all call for price. Who would have thought? Should have worked that out.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not rich enough to ever have engaged in a call for price.
There's a few here. 29 million.
Fucking Nora.
21 million. I think our point's been made.
Yeah. The point has been made. But yeah. Furious 6.
Should we rank it?
Let's rank it.
This is our ranking of the Fast and Furious franchise so far in first place.
Fast 5.
We have Fast 5 in second place, The Fast and the Furious. In third place, Fast and Furious, which is the fourth one. Fourth place, Too Fast, Too Furious. And currently in fifth and last place is The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Right, Jack, where are you wanting to put Furious 6?
1.
Now you see, I was originally thinking 3, and then as we've been talking about it more, I've been thinking 2. 2 is what I was thinking. I don't know if it's better than Fast 5.
It is.
Fast 5 is such a twist on the franchise and such like brings it around. No, what?
6.
6.
Get out, Faisal. I'm kidding. Don't go anywhere. We love you.
And 2 people have already said 1. It was better than Fast 5. So I feel like
I've won that one.
you've won that one.
This is fair.
without
This
even
is
making an
the
argument.
this is the comeuppance for nobody agreeing.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift really deserves to be higher.
Well, you had your chance.
1. Even Matt's piped in.
Oh, wow. Hannah, you did have your chance to get Tokyo Drift higher, but you know, it is.
Yeah. So I think villain's better. I think
The villain's better. I
think
totally
the
agree.
jokes are better. They don't have the 2 annoying crew members this time.
True.
Who are meant to be funny but aren't. I prefer the action stuff in this one. I prefer the runway scene to the safe. It's both good. I mean, Fast 5 is still number 2. It's one of the better movies.
You make some compelling arguments. I'll give you that.
I'm so sorry. I burped straight into the microphone. That was disgusting. I hadn't rewatched it then. Unfortunately, we can't re-vote, I'm afraid.
No.
This is official. It will be carved in stone at the end of this franchise.
I will take that, though. I agree. I happily agree with that. So in first place is Furious 6, followed by Fast 5, The Fast and the Furious, which is the fourth one, Too Fast, Too Furious, and The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift in sixth place.
Good ranking. I'm curious to see where next week goes.
I'm curious to see next week's.
Indeed. Hannah says, Jack, I was being on your side. I know you're on my side, but it's too late, I'm afraid. We can't change anything. So, I'm curious to see where you would put Fast 7, because I know where I would put it, obviously. But it might change next week. Who knows? I'll watch it and we'll find out.
Indeed.
This has been Admit One, your movie and TV podcast right here on Rabbit Hole Media. If you like what you're doing is watching us. You can follow us on Twitter _UK. I saw Velocipasta and got completely distracted. If you like what you're doing is watching us. You can follow us on Twitter at Rabbit Hole _UK. You can subscribe to us on YouTube where you can see us anytime that you wish. You can follow us on Twitch at Rabbit Hole Media, and you can join the chaos and carnage that is our conversations over on the Discord.
Indeed.
And now you can follow us on Instagram at Rabbit Hole Media and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media _UK and on TikTok at Rabbit Hole Media for all the behind the scenes tits and bits. If you would like to support us, head to merch.rabbitholemedia.co.uk for a wide range of version that has recently gotten wider. And finally, if you're watching us live on Twitch and are an Amazon Prime member, you get 1 free Twitch Prime membership a month. Please find it within your heart to give that membership to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, but goes a very long way in helping us bring you the shows that you love.
Indeed, that it does. That it does. That it
Faisal
does.
says, when are we all meeting up for a coffee or lunch? The comic shop in town is a great hangout spot, isn't it?
So the reason I forgot to do Tits and Bits is because I was just daydreaming about doing a proper rabbit hole community meetup. And
That'd be great.
then at the coffee, I was daydreaming about doing it there, and then I had this fantasy that we were much bigger than what we think we are, and all these
More
people.
than two people will come. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice.
Yeah. It was nice. It's nice.
It would be nice if more than two people came.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. I think we make best content online personally, but you know,
It's the least bullshitty around this industry.
That's true.
It's the least guffed up.
yeah.
We can just get to the point.
Right.
I will bring all the hugs.
I just generally think, I think we're the best. Just saying.
We're also the most modest.
Indeed.
Coming up on the channel, it's a very exciting time, as this Saturday we will... this Thursday we'll be returning for Admit 1 for Uncharted. I've overworked myself. On Saturday, we will be back again for Admit 1. So much Admit 1. Glorious, glorious. To discuss Batman Begins.
I'm really excited about doing Batman Begins. My
parents are dead. There we go.
I'm really excited about doing Where Are They? I'm really...
Where is she? Yeah. Yeah, that... Oh, for God's sake.
I was really excited about doing the Nolan Batman films. I can't fucking wait. I can't review Confinement.
Is that your school project you did?
Yes. No, is the answer to that. That, I reckon we can make that same script now so much better. The same script.
Yeah, of course. Of course you could. Yeah. You absolutely could. Immediately after Batman Begins, we will be returning for a press start where we will have things to say about Horizon Forbidden West. Maybe a bit more to say on Dying Light 2. And Rich will be with us.
Oh, and see, now the Confinement thing is in conversation.
Confinement is a school project they did. A media project they did.
I will post it in the Discord later, so you know. So it was me and Faisal went A2 Media Studies, had to make a short film. We made Confinement. Faisal and I wrote it, directed it, edited it, did some CG work. My dad acts in it.
I was obviously not involved. I wasn't around at this point.
Well, you were present in the world. You existed. You just weren't in
your ecosystem.
Make it a rabbit hole original production. No. No offense, Faisal. I mean, we did well, but our standards are higher now.
Have you not seen this?
He hasn't seen the Spider-Man thing we're doing, to be fair.
Neither have we.
No. No, we spent the day shouting in microphones instead. I'll do one better. I really enjoyed that joke. Thank you.
Also, word of warning, I'm going to get annoyed in the Dark Knight when everyone goes on about how it's the greatest thing ever. We won't, because we both agree.
Yes.
We will get to a proper ranking, but we both agree it's not the best one out of that trilogy.
No. Faisal's just said there we need to remake it with our new crew. I'm hoping he can use his techie friends at Bethesda to make some nice fancy CG world for us. That'd be good.
Oh, that'd be really good. It's too long. Why look? No, I'm not going there.
I made the same joke. Oh dear, we've been doing this too long.
And then next Tuesday, of course, we'll be back for Admit 1 again to talk about Fast and Furious 7. They've gone back to the full title now.
Okay, only for this one though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then they changed the title completely.
Yeah.
Because it's the 8 of the Furious. Yeah. Whoever's their marketing department needs a good old fucking smack, is what they need. Stop it. Just call it movie number or movie subheading. That's all you need. The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. You nailed it in 2006. What's this Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Furious 6? Fucking F9 the Fast Saga. Go suck a cuck. Anyway, until next time. We shall see you then.